All right, hello and welcome to another edition of Girls Varsity Volleyball here on Natick Pegasus. I'm Aaron Bolio on the call. Thanks to Sarah, our student volunteer, on the camera today. Natick Redhawks at home today to take on the Newton North Tigers, and it's going to be a bit of a juggernaut they're facing today. Natick coming into this one with a record of 6-4, Massachusetts rank number 51. Newton North, however, coming in with a record of 10-1, and they are the fourth top-ranked school in the state right now. So Natick has their work cut out for them today. It's going to be a big measuring stick game, I think, for Natick. Newton North, always a fierce rival. And we'll see how well Natick can square with one of the best teams in the league, and it's going to start with Jasper, who is back in that server spot to get us started here on the opening set. 13 popping it up for 24. 24 the big slam. That is saved and ends up going back to the Newton North end. Just tapped up. Big slam again. Knocked up again, and Jasper will send it over. It gets sent back to the Newton North end where they will reset, and they have no issue with another big spike, and that time they get it. Number 18 bouncing it off of Brooke Barnett. Huey with a couple of nice saves there in that one, but a barrage from Newton North. And they showed their prowess early on that one. Very good offense on Newton North's part, constantly setting things up. Jasper will set this one up for Barnett. Barnett taps it, but too much on it. It goes out of bounds, and it will be another point for Newton North, up 2-0 early in this first set. Number 26 for Newton North back to serve. She sends this one out. Oh, that one was tough for Jones. I think that one went off her palms. You could see she got solid contact on it, but it just kind of spun out and died, so I don't think it hit her hand the way she wanted to, and you could see the look on her face. She knew immediately that that was not how she wanted it, but that time she got it perfectly, sending it up, and Barnett will tap it back over. 24 taps it. Oh, nice attempt by Scarlett, but just a tough placement there. She had to almost try to get that with one hand. She did not have enough real estate to really get under it with two. And it ends up being another Newton North point. So they're off to a quick 4-0 start here. Scarlett sets this one up. Jasper taps it up for Barnett with a big spike, and Natick is on the board here in the opening set. That is the kind of offense that Natick has been looking to set up in the early goings of this one. And they break up that run. Trying to figure out who's where. All right, looks like we're situated. Ball is now heading into the Natick end. It will be Pino to serve for Natick. Down 1-4. Trying to come back, and that serve too low goes into the net, so it goes right back to the Newton North end. Number 13, she'll be back to serve this time. That one flying up, but a big counter spike. Jones heads up play. That was a big shot she took, but she kept it alive. Barnett sends it over, and Newton North will set this one up. 13 for 24. The big spike denied at the net. Newton North has to run into the scorer's table to try to stop that. They will not get it, and it will be another point for Natick. Well done at the net. I believe it was Brooke Barnett. Emily Sodenberg may have had a part of that one as well. The big denial from Natick, so they're hanging in there. 2-5, and Barnett to serve. Barnett serve secure on the Newton North end. They'll send this one up. 21 denied by Doughton. Now setting it back up. Back the other end, but too far back for Sodenberg. She hits that one into the net, so it goes back to Newton North end. Natick setting up some plays here, but Newton North is on their game defensively. Excuse me. Jones sends this one up. Jasper to Doughton. Doughton. That wasn't even her biggest type of slam. That was just sort of a casual, saw a soft spot in the defense and just took it. We've seen her send meteorites onto the other end sometimes, and she didn't need to that time, but she put just enough on it to get it in her spot, and it is a 3-6 game. Lily Chung now in the action, I believe, for the first time today, and she will be the one serving. This one flying up, 13. Big slam there. Wow, off a couple hands, but too difficult. Heads up play by Pino to get that stop, but it turned into a fire drill at that point as it kind of ricocheted wildly off her hands. At that point, Natick kind of had to scramble to try to save that. Could not as it went into the crowd. Members of the audience may want to get off their phones in case a ball ends up flying in there again. I saw a couple people texting that needed to get a little bit of a heads up here from where I was sitting. That one going into the Natick bench, so it is 8-3 now, Newton North. As we said, Newton North 10-1, number 4 in the state, so certainly a challenging one here for Natick, but they have made some plays here in the early goings. But still trail. How about that one? I don't even know if Scarlett was trying to score on that one. It looked like she was just trying to get it back to the Newton North end to set it up, and she just kind of incidentally placed it in a very awkward spot. It was just a little bit of a floater, and I think Newton North may have just misjudged that one, but it leads to the point for Natick. Take what you can get as Moriarty, she serves now. Ooh, that one was low, but they managed to save it, but it didn't get enough air under it, and it landed on the Newton North end. I thought that that was going to be a decent volley. It looked like it was trailing towards the Natick end where Dotton was ready for it, but it just kind of died right before the net, and Natick cutting the lead down, but Moriarty will misserve this one as it goes into the net, so it will be another point for Newton North. We'll make a quick substitution as number 5 now getting in and getting in that server spot for Newton North. Scarlett setting this one for Chung. Slam, and wow, nice hit there. That was Pole who saw an empty space there in the back corner and took her shot to take it. Found a soft spot in the defense and took it. And Natick down only 3 is Scarlett Jones to serve. Oh, that one was a little low, but it just nicked the net and got to the other side. Oh, that was a great slam, though, on the Newton side. Just staying in bounds on that spike. I initially thought she had too much on it and it was going to end up out of bounds, but that thing landed clearly in bounds just in the nick of time. Oh, they're actually going to say it was out of bounds. So Natick point. Natick will continue. I was surprised with that call. I thought that that was in bounds, but no, it will be a Natick point. Scrambling for it, ends up back on the Natick end. Sent flying up, Pole, and that one get ricochets off number 5 and goes way out of bounds, and now Natick putting together a little run. They haven't had too many. Feels like in the early goings of this, Natick hasn't really had momentum. They've just done a good job of ending Newton North runs before they could get out of hand, but now they're going on a little bit of a roll here. Jones to serve. That low hit, but it stayed in, and well played by Newton North, keeping that one alive. That one had disaster written all over it. Ends up back on the north side. Nice little tap over. Well-designed play there for Newton North. Set it up like a spike, but they faked it. Natick took the bait, and they found a nice little soft spot on the defense with just that casual little tap over, so Newton North stops the bleeding, but Natick getting it within 2. Chung will set it up, but nope, they're going to violation on that one. It will be a Newton North point. So 11 serving 8 here as North sets this one up. Sailing up, Chung will set it up for Pole, who gets a 9 at the net, but Barnett is waiting for it. But that one sailed up high. Newton North saw where it was going. I don't even think they needed to make contact with it. It looked like it was going to land on the Natick end anyway. But that play ends up being a violation. So it will be a Natick point. And Ruby Jasper coming back to serve for the second time. So, as I said, I don't think Newton had to make contact with that ball. Looked like it was going to land on the Natick end regardless. But it ends up a Natick point. 24 with a spike, and that is perfectly placed just to the left of Jasper. Hard for her to play that one. And Newton North gets it right back, but Natick staying within 3 here. Judge trying to make sure they substitute properly here. Judge is wearing baby blues today. I'm wondering if there's a significance to that. I've not seen them wear anything other than white shirt all season long. Guess we'll get into a different article of clothing in a minute here, but first off, sailed over, saved on the other end. Scarlett keeps it alive. What a save that was with that dive. And now on the offensive, wow, Jasper took it, I think maybe to the face, but she's took it like a champ and kept the play alive because of it, but couldn't save it that time. That was a tough play for Ruby Jasper. I think I've had the anecdote here before. When I played soccer as a kid, I would pretty much just sit in the corner and cry if I took a ball to the face, but I've seen these girls sometimes really take some shots, but they get right back in the action. It's impressive. That time it ends up flailing backwards, and Newton North starting to put a little bit of a run together now as they go up 5. But 2 effort plays on that previous volley with Scarlett with that diving effort to keep it alive, and Jasper taking a massive shot. And getting right back in the action. Tapped up. Ruby will set it up for Brooke with just a nice little tap over, and Natick stems the tide. 10-14. It's Pino. She's going to come out. And she will serve this one. Solid setup. 13 to set up 24 with a spike. Jasper, nice one-handed save. Jones gets it back into play, and Pino gets it back to the Newton North end, but the tide is not receding yet as North making a play there. Setting up another spike. Are they prepared for it? That one flailing out, and that one will land into the audience. Just too much under it. Nice volleys from Natick, but ultimately ends up the Newton North point, 15-10. North pulling away a little bit, but it is still well within reach for Natick here in this first set. And as I said, this is that one flails off of Scarlett's hand into the bench. This is, I don't know what the odds possibly could be, but this is a big underdog situation for Natick going into this one. As I said, Newton North number 4 in the state with a 10-1 record, but Natick is yet to have the lead, but they have been hanging with them thus far. North starting to separate a little bit here, and just as I say that, that serve goes into the net. So sometimes the announcer jinx can work in Natick's favor. The problem is I can't try for it. That's what I've learned. If you try to jinx, then it's not going to work. It has to be entirely accidental. Brooke with the serve, and that was perfectly placed. Number 1 of Newton North, I think, thought that was going to get out of bounds. She got out of its way and let it do its thing, but Brooke had just enough control of it where it landed just inside. Brooke the serve again. Barnett. Oh, and that one bounced off the basketball net. That was unfortunate for Newton North. Their libero made the play, but that thing shot straight up. It hit the basketball net and basically spiked straight back down into the ground. And it is a 3-point game. Barnett, too much on it that time, though, as that one goes out of bounds, and it will go back to a Newton North serve. Back to the article clothing I mentioned earlier, you might notice there's a lot of pink going on here, and it is October, which means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The girls had pink warm-ups to start the game. Various members of the fans and the team wearing pink, coaches wearing pink in some spots here. That serve going out of bounds, so back to a Natick point. So girls with the warm-ups, we have pink streamers around, and it's just a reminder for women to get the examination, because if you can catch it early, it is a very treatable type of cancer. Say, like many cancers, always try to get your annual screenings and see if you can get it just to be safe, because if you find it early, it could save your life. Tapped over. Chung sets it up. This one sailing up, and that one bounced off the rafter, but didn't get a lot of a spike, so North was able to retrieve that one. Chung will set it up for Doughton. That bounced off a Newton North hand, but they are going to recover it. Good volley here, tapped over, and that was just, and I mean just inside with that one. They found a nice soft spot across the court for that save. Man, it looked like Natick there had a chance to score a similar point to one that they scored earlier, as that ball ricocheted straight up and it hit the rafter, but it did not come back down with the same force it did when it hit the basketball net, so it was a little bit more playable for North. Jones gets it across. Jones with the save. Setting this one up, tapped over. North will reset. They'll just set this one up. Chung sets it up. Sent back. Spike into the net. Natick point. Couple spikes from Schuster, got it over. North with some good volleys, but that time ultimately getting it into the netting, and now Pino will go out. Pole will come in. Huey will come out, and Moriarty will come in, and she will be the one to serve here. 3-point game. Can Natick get a little bit of a run here? And that will go into the net. I don't know if that counts as an announcer jinx. Number 5 to serve here for North. Sailing up, Chung will set up Schuster. Saved on the North end. This time Doughton will set up Chung. She fakes it like she was going to spike, and that time Pole came in for the hit, ricocheted off multiple players. That was an interesting one. Doughton bounced it up. It looked like Chung was going to go for it, and ultimately it was Pole who got the point. Back over Jones. Chung will set up Barnett. This one sailed up, and that's going to be another point for Natick. That was an interesting one. It just looked like number 1 for Newton North tried to deflect that one up. Ultimately, it just kind of died off in her palms, and here we go. 2-point game and a timeout. So Natick, as I said, 51st ranked team in the state going up against the 4th ranked team in the state, and they are only down 2 here in the late stages of set number 1. So it's been an impressive showing thus far for Natick, and it's one of those games where you feel really good even if you lose close, but they may even have a chance here to take the lead in this set if they can go on a nice little run here. And they definitely look locked in for this one. I just noticed Scarlett Jones rolled up her sleeves. I was like, is she wearing sleeveless today? No, she rolled up the sleeves. So that's how you know they're taking this one seriously. She's dialed in, ready to go to work. And she will be the one to go to work here. She will be the one to serve coming out of this timeout. Only down 2. Can they take a set here? It's been North the whole way. North has led the entire first set, but that lead has shrunk to 2 in these late stages. That spike, this one sailing up, ends up on the North end. It's going to be played. Pole with a big hit, and that's going to be a point for Natick. It is a 1-point game and a chance to tie. This game has not been tied since it was 0-0 to start the set. Scarlett Jones to serve again. This one just kind of sails up. contested at the net, diving for it, and it's a tie game. Natick won the fight at the net. It turned into a complete fire drill on the north end, and it just never got any elevation after that initial deflection at the net. It bounced backwards, and Natick, for the first time in this set, have the chance to take the lead. Tapped over, and that time, North, number 26, wins the contest at the net. Just sort of a tap over. No real force behind it, and it's 20-19, but we are very close here down to the final part of the set. Sailing up. Chung will set it up for Barnett. Oh, well played by, it's still alive. Barnett sends it sailing up, and it's going to end up in a north end big spike, but that goes too far out of bounds. Unbelievable. It's very rare that Brooke Barnett gets beaten at the net, and North did it, but they did not quit on the play. I thought that that was pretty much doomed. As you saw, that thing was pretty much a meatball, died off on the Natick end, but diving save kept it up. A couple quick bounces, stayed in the fight, sent it back to the north end to reset. North ultimately putting too much on it and sending it out of bounds. And now Ruby Jasper, she's back to serve, tied up 20-20. Sure, Coach stressed how good of a team Newton North is. It's a rivalry game, and Natick has come in locked in for this one. Big hit and denied at the net. It is flailing. It stays on the north end, and Natick takes the lead for the first time in this match. 21-20. And Jasper stays in that spot, and you can hear the enthusiasm. Natick can feel the tide turning a little bit here. North trying to reset. This one's flailing out, but they're going to reset it. Well done from North. But Natick now with a chance to go on the offense. Contested at the net. Still alive. Jasper sends it flailing up. Scarlett waves everybody off. She sends it back over to the other end. Contested at the net. Bounces over. They're going to say that that is a point for North. I think they're going to say last touch potentially by Natick. That was a tough one to call. It kind of turned into this mutual little collision. And it died off, so we're back to a tie here at 21-21. Thrilling end here to this first set. Feels like every point, these last few points, every one of them has had to have been earned. Jasper will set up Barnett. Barnett with a spike. North having to reset it. Contested. Jones bounces. It's alive. It's still alive. Oh, my goodness. Scarlett kept it up for a moment. Pole kept it up for a moment. Diving into the picture was Moriarty, but they just couldn't get any air under it. They just kind of kept it above water long enough. What an effort play, and North retakes the lead. Jasper sets it up for Barnett, and that time Barnett with a nice spike finds open floor and gets the point for Natick. 22-22. We're tied up again. Are we going to see a points go beyond 25 in this set? It would not surprise me with how back and forth it has been on this last stretch here. North led for as much as 6 points earlier in this set. Natick stayed with it. They didn't let the lead get out of control, clawed their way back, and were tied here at the end, but still a few more points to go as North gets this spike, and that one just stays in bounds in the back corner. Jasper didn't really have any hope of playing that. It came down to where the ball landed, and it was well placed. It landed just inside that corner. It's 23-22. And a timeout. It has been a war these last few points. Back and forth they have gone. I don't think the lead has been beyond 1 point for either team since the score was I think 19-17 the last time. It was a 2-point advantage for either team. It has been that back and forth. And Natick, you know, you think about it after the game, but they have to be proud about how they are showing up for this one, because this is a big matchup, as I stressed a few times in this set. And they have been competitive, and they've been staying with it, and they still, even down one, but they still have a very good chance of stealing this set away. But it's going to come down to these last few serves and how they play it. They can only give up one more. Feel way better about yourself if you can take this one and bring it back to a tie. Set up, it's sailing towards the bench. They're going to set it back to Pino, and she'll get it to the north end. Spike, saved by Pino. Jasper will set this one up. Moriarty will get her the cross, and it's going to be back to a setup for Newton North. Tapped over. Jasper will set this one up. Tap. Ooh, went off the hand awkwardly, but it is saved on that end, and this ball is going to fly all the way up to where we're sitting off of Pino's hand, and so that will be set point here for North. Natick has fought really, really hard. They will call a timeout here because they know they have a chance to steal this set if they can, but they need to get 2 straight points, and this is their last effort. So whatever point of emphasis they want to stretch, if there's any type of play they want to set up, now is the time. Big opportunity here for Natick to steal a set if they can get 2 straight and keep themselves in it. North on the brink of taking this one. They look like it's been their set for a while now, but Natick clawed their way back and made it a close one. But it's been a very, very close one here. This one sailing up. Jasper will set it up. Barnett, she's just going to tap it over. She'll play it safe. Wow! Number 10 diving for it and punched it. That was a really tough one. I could not tell if that was going to land in or out. I think it was going to land in. What a well-placed ball by Brooke. She didn't go for the spike. She just kind of tapped it to that back corner and forced Newton North to make a play. So here we go. Newton North at still set point. They can win this set with a point, and they will get it right here. Wow, what an amazing first set that was. Just barely winning with a 25. And that will bring us to the first intermission. Natick with a really good showing against the number 4 ranked team in the state. But North ultimately stealing the set in the end. We're going to take a nice 3-minute break, and we'll be back for the start of set number 2. All right, we are back here for the start of set number 2. Newton North winning it, the number 1 set, I should say, winning the first set, 25-23. Natick, very impressive in that set. They are heavy underdogs going into this one, but they have shown out, and they are playing up to their competition, matching them stride for stride. They were down for most of the set, then it got down to a 19-17 score at one point. Ultimately, Natick crawled in. They tied it up. It went back and forth. They had the lead a couple times at the very end, but ultimately Newton North pulled ahead and away for that set. And this is going to be a battle all the way through if Natick wants to try and take this. It was a set they could have taken, but still a chance here in set number 2 to change course. That is a huge serve, goes way too far out of bounds, and so Natick will take that first point of set number 2, giving them the early lead. It's Newton North who had went off to a 4-0 start in set number 1. This serve set up. Number 13 will set this up for 21 with a nice tap. Jasper gets it back over on the diving effort. Tapped in, that one goes into the netting. That one was a little bit harder to play for Sonnenberg as she was, Jasper's hit was far enough away from the net where she was able to sail it. That one was a much tougher one for Sonnenberg as it was basically right in front of the net. So that ball had to go straight up in order to serve it. And that was a nice serve, bouncing off the hands of Pino. So Newton North, a couple of nice plays there. Some difficult ones for Natick to play. Pino gets that one. Huey has to dive to save it, but she gets it. Jasper will just reset it on the north end. Hey, how about that, Barnett? Brooke Barnett, she says, I'm not waiting for that one. You can have it. Taps it down. You can see everybody was just waiting around for where that ball was going to land, and Brooke came in and took the initiative for the point. We're tied 2-2. Brooke's serve tapped up. 13. Jules just tapped this one over. That was a good play by number 13 of Newton North. Just kind of a shovel pass over the net, right where nobody was standing for Natick for the easy point there. 3-2. Number 1 to serve here for Newton North. Couple of nice spikes there. We'll get her set up, and she will serve this, and that bounces off the net, but Jones is there to keep it alive. Huey gets it over, and she just taps it in out of bounds. That was a close one, but went out of bounds. So North will stay on a little bit of a run here, 4-2. Tapped into the net. Too low of an angle for that one. That one was an off serve, goes into the netting. Few substitutions coming in now for Natick. As Jasper and Sonnenberg head off, Schuster and Chung come in, and Chung will be the one to serve. 3-4 for Natick, so better start on this one. That one's sailing up. North will set this one up. 18 with too much on it. Goes towards the Natick bench. And we're tied up 4-4. Four to 4 the score. Chung sends this one over. Trying to contest at the net, but hey, Pino is still in position on that slam. Huey will send it over, and she finds this last spot for the campfire. Natick taking the lead here in set number 2, 5-4. And Dotton will throw it back to Chung, who's on a little bit of a run here, small one. Maybe if I understate it, the announcer jinx won't happen. Always aware of it. Oh, and that one was just barely too far, barely too far. It's right near the line, but just went out of bounds. So no. Apparently, even if I try to downplay it, it ends up being an announcer jinx. I'm trying to decipher the announcer jinx. Maybe I can control it. Tapped over. Jones on her knees had to try to save that one. Schuster gets it over. Dotton tries to slam it, but denied by number 13 at the net. That was a little bit of a battle there. See why Newton North is so highly ranked and why they have that 10-1 record. They have a lot of verticality themselves on that netting. Let's see, 13 was able to elevate almost exactly the same height as Dotton. Very evenly matched in that department. Chung sets it up for Schuster. That one taps off of some Newton North hands, but no, they're going to say that that is a Newton North point. As you can see, the pole was violently shaking over there. Made contact with it, and that will be the point for North. Only a 2-point lead, though, so Natick just stay with it. Chung will set this one up for Schuster again, and wow, that was a well-placed ball. Just to the right of number 24. Difficult for Newton North to play that one. Found a nice soft spot in the defense. As we welcome back Moriarty and Pohl into the game. Moriarty will be the one to serve here, 7-6. Trying to tie this one back up again. We've been back and forth. 13 will set this one up. And that was a tough one off of Natick hands, out of bounds. That was a cannonball by Newton North. Natick tried to deny it at the net, but could not. Number 18 to serve here. North with a 2-point lead again. The serve, fairly easy to play for Moriarty. Doughton, this one's flying up into the Raptors, and it sails back down, and it hits the judges' ladder, and that's going to be a point for Natick. Been a few of those balls. They've all been on the Newton North end that have really sailed up into the rafters, and they had to play it. Jones to serve. Spike denied at the net. This one's going to sail back up again and out of bounds, and it will be a point for Natick to tie it up. Baital. Natick matching them beat for beat. Jones with a serve. Big spike, too far. Scarlett saw it. She's gone out of the way, said thank you for the point. And she'll get right back to her spot serving, with Natick retaking the lead now. Ooh, and this one sailing towards the scorer's table, but number 13 saves it. Ricocheted back up. Pohl sends it back over. 13 will set this one up again. Denied by Brooke, but it is still alive on the Newton North end. Tapped over, and that's going to be a nice point for Newton North. Wow. I thought off that initial serve that was a point that was guaranteed for Natick. That thing was flying right into the scorer's table, but it landed just before that, and number 13 was able to save it. A lot of these volleys come down to just effort. Wild deflection there leads to Newton North retaking the lead. Makes some contact with the net, tapped up. Brooke tries to fight it, but number 13 wins the fight there. I don't think, Natick did not like the call. I think they're trying to argue that she made contact with the netting. Well, ref is at least letting them plead their case. Coach is there as well. The other judges, I think ultimately, who will default to, and judge will not see their appeal over, the appeal will not overrule them. So back to where we were, 2-point lead for North, make it a 3-point lead with a nice play there at the netting to deny Pohl. Sent over. Too much on that one. It'll be a Natick point. Diving effort keeps this one alive on the north end. That one did contact some Natick players. They save it though. Jasper gets it across. That one was a bit of a fire drill. It was low and flailing. Wow. What a slam that was. Scarlett tried to save it. Only one hand was able to make contact, and that thing flew all the way back towards the divider. 13-10, 3-point lead for Newton North. Big slam, out of bounds, too much. Much like the first set, North has had the lead for the majority of it, but they really have not been able to extend this to anything out of reach. I don't think it's been anything beyond a 3-point lead. Natick has done even better here in the second set as they have managed to find leads of their own scattered here and there, but they haven't been able to hold one for very long themselves. It has been insanely back and forth. Flailing up, 21, taps it up, not enough on it. It's going to go into the net, and that will be another point for Natick. And we are back to a 1-point game here as Pino will continue. Will continue to serve from that spot, trying to tie this one up. Flailing up, number 13 sets up for 21. Just a tap, saved. Jones sets it up, and it will go back over to the other end. And Newton North will have to reset it. This one hits the basketball net, but oh my goodness. That was almost a miracle hit. That was one of the few times hitting the basketball net almost helped Natick, because Jasper made the play on that. That's one of those plays that I think usually flies too far backwards into the divider, but it kind of stayed under control with the net. It was just a matter of Pino trying to figure out exactly how it was going to come back down at that point, but it was a little awkward. But that serve was a little awkward as well as that goes into the net. So North does not take too much of an advantage of that, and so it's back to a 1-point game again as Brooke Barnett back to serve. Barnett serve, flails up, but under control. Slammed and denied at the net. It was Dawden and Dunlap. That was there for the denial. The Dawden-Dunlap denial. Trademark that one. Barnett bounces off the net, but under control. Big slam there, finds the back corner. Well placed spike by Newton North. So Natick will not retake the lead there. North will maintain it. So we go to 15-14. It was 15-10 at this point in the first set. Pino keeps it alive. Jasper sets it up. Tapped over. Going wildly, but North resetting it. Jones sets it up. Jasper to Dunlap. Dunlap's play will be saved, and they will not be able to get enough under it. Point for Natick, tied up 15-all, so Newton North was able to keep that play alive. They've been able to make a lot of miraculous volleys keep, but that time they weren't able to really set their offense up. That one goes into the netting. Here comes Lily Chung. She's going to come in for the serve for Natick, trying to retake this lead. They haven't seen it for a little bit, but they have been in the neighborhood. Oh, some kind of ribbon. I think that ribbon was in Scarlett Jones's hair at one point. And it's tied down, under control, but denied at the net. But once again, Newton North setting it up at that time. 18 couldn't get quite under it, and Natick retakes the lead. And it's getting loud here in the gym. It's getting loud, 16-15. It's been hard to score on Newton North, though. You can see even some of the best plays I've seen Natick make, it feels like Newton North, they do a good job not just saving it, but they keep it under control. They rarely have I seen the ball kind of ricochet wildly one direction or the other. It's been straight up and down, which is how you want it. Big spike, but denied at the net. Natick will reset it with Chung setting it up for Schuster, but denied. And we're back to a tied game of 16. Back to serve is number 10 for Newton North. And this serve. Oh, Pino and Jones both going for it at the same time. Nice little tapped up, but Jones falling down to get that save. They'll just tap it over. Oh. Tough one for Natick. Yellow card. I have not seen a yellow card in a long time. Is it on Huey? I didn't see what it was for. Huey tried pleading a case, so I'm guessing it was on Huey. I didn't see who he awarded it to. Award's always a interesting word to use when it comes to a yellow card. Jones, oh my goodness. Diving and hitting it again from the floor. And Natick gets it to the other side. It's now flailing around, but they will get it under control on that north end. Tapped up. Huey just gets it over. Forces North to make a play. Slammed into the net. It's a Natick court tied up. I feel like I'm risking an announcer jinx, but I really got to give the flowers to Scarlett Jones on these last two possessions for Natick. She has been throwing her body to the floor again and again and again. On that last volley, she had to dive for it, get up, and immediately dive before she could even fully stand up. That time she had to dive for it and then make a play while still on the ground. It's been so rapid fire, but she's been in it. Oh, and that one goes off the hands wrong and goes right into the floor for Natick to retake the lead. I've never quite seen a serve end up hitting someone's hand like that. I mean, that almost felt like it got spiked into the ground, but that's how the velocity in which that went. So Natick with the lead back for the moment. Tapped over. Oh, diving play made. That one may have, I couldn't tell if any Natick player had made initial contact with that one, but it will end up being a North point regardless. I was going to say, I'm not sure if that was going to go out of bounds anyway, but a Natick player may have made contact with it in the first place. So Schuster may have had to make that play regardless. Setting this one up for Pohl. Pohl, that goes off some hands, and Natick retakes the lead. You know, the thought I just had when I was talking about Scarlett Jones, the play she was making earlier where she had to basically almost flail around on the ground. I was reminded of absolutely thrilling Monday Night Football game last night and the way Trevor Lawrence scored that game-winning touchdown where he slipped, had to scramble back up, and he walked in for the touchdown. Kind of reminded me of that. That one flailing up. Schuster is just going to have to send it back over. Number 13 will set this one up. And that is going to be a Natick point. It goes out of bounds. I couldn't tell if they had made contact with a Natick player. The judge does not think so. I think this is the largest lead Natick has had in the entire match. A 2-point lead, 20-18 going into this. Jones remains in the server's spot. This one sails up, contested at the net. North wins the battle at the net, but doesn't get the point as Natick is able to recover. Now North trying to get their offense going. Diving effort made there by Chung. Pohl will get it back across after saved by Jones. Tapped over off some Natick hands. Jones will set it up for Chung, who will set it up for Pohl. Pohl with a spike, and that one's flailing around, but North getting it under control again. Spike, and that time it's denied at the net, and it's a 3-point lead for Natick here. Place is going wild, 21-18. Natick's biggest lead of the match, but they still have a little bit of a ways to go, and North is a good team. We have seen them soar back, but so they cannot get comfortable with this lead. No lead is comfortable. What a play by North. Went into the netting, but they were able to save it and make a play out of it. 13 with a big spike, and that's going to be too awkward of an attempt to be made for Moriarty, as that was basically went right to her hip. Too close to really get your arm under it. team, but that serve is going to go out of bounds. Natick 3 away from taking set number 2. Natick making a substitution here. Jasper's now in. Dunlap is now in. Schuster and Chung will head to the bench, a well-deserved break for the two of them, as Ruby will try to see if she can get them through the final stretch here. 13, big spike. Oh, man. I don't know if that hit Ruby in the face. That was a tough one to save. So point for Newton North. It's only a 2-point lead. North now down 2, Natick needing 3. A race to the finish again in the second straight set, but that serve out of bounds. I gotta say, uncharacteristic. North has not had many bad serves in this game. They have been very well under control, but these last few for them have been way too far. It's been very different from what we've seen so far. And it has helped Natick get through this final stretch here. They need 2 more. It'll be Pino now. And Huey is now back in. And Pino's serve is low, goes into the net. Natick is very close, but they aren't quite pulling away with it. North still very much in this one. 24 to serve. Jones keeps it alive. Huey sets it up. Pino and Dunlap will hit it simultaneously. 13 will set this one up. Spike goes off some hands, but saved on the Natick end. Jasper will set it up. And this one's falling back, and Natick is a point away from tying up this match. 24 to 21. Set point here for Natick. What a match this has been so far. It'll be even closer if Natick can finish it off. Tapped up. Sailing up. Jasper will get under it, set it up for Dunlap. She gets it across, but North there defensively, tapped over, out of bounds. Natick takes set number 2. They are taking this one, tying it up, and as I said going into this one, this is the 51st team in the state going up against number 4. Don't tell them that, because it has been an evenly matched game throughout, both sets going into the 20s for both teams. We're tied up 1 set apiece. We'll take a nice 2.5-minute break. We'll be right back for the start of set number 3. We're back here for set number 3. This has been an amazing game so far. Set number 1 went to Newton North. Natick kind of stuck with them, crawled back into the game. They took the lead late in it, but North finished it off. They won that set 25-23, but set number 2 was even closer than that for Natick, as they kind of had multiple lead changes, multiple ties. I think the largest deficit either team faced was 3 points. Natick eventually took the lead. They rolled with it. They had their first real run of the game, the first real substantial lead of the game, and finished it off 25-21. I've mentioned this a few times in this, as Jasper's serve tapped up. Still alive on the Natick end. Sailing over, 13, big spike, and that will be a point for North. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this, Newton North is 10-1, and they are the number 4 ranked team in the state. So this has been one of the very toughest teams that Natick has played so far on this girls' volleyball schedule. As that serve goes into the net, we're tied. And despite the stiff competition that Natick is facing today, they have rose to the occasion, and it is a tied game in terms of sets. It's a tied score in terms of this set number 3. Both sets went into the 20s for both teams. So they have been down to the wire. Largest lead either team has had in this game was Newton North at a 6-point lead at one point in set number 1, but it's really has not been any comfortable leads for either team. As back and forth we go here. 2-2, as that was another awkward serve. One thing that's definitely been helping Natick is, I don't know what's been going on, but North has had some off serves recently. They did not for much of the start of this game, but they have had some ones that have either gone into the net or have gone too far. Really ever since the end of the second set, it's been more than a few of them. I'm sure that's going to be a point of emphasis for them to try to get that under control, because they don't want to give Natick any points. Contested at the net, it will go on to the north end. A little bit of a fight there. It's going to be a Natick point, and we're tied back up 3-3. And the duo of Schuster and Chung now entering the game, with Chung the one to serve here. Chung serve, perfect. Low and in the middle of that sea of bodies for Newton North, and Natick taking the lead here in set number 3. Only a 1-point lead, 4-3. Chung's serve that time, just in bounds. Oh my goodness. Everyone from North backed off. They thought it was going to go out of bounds. I thought that that was going to go out of bounds, but it rainbowed almost flawlessly and landed right inside. Wild bounce, goes backwards. Natick extends its lead, 3-6. Largest lead Natick has had in this match was a 4-point lead, and that was as they finished off the last set when they won 25-21. And this gym is getting really loud. They get loud for the girls volleyball team here, but it's getting real noisy. Everybody knows how important this game is. Tapped over. Lily will set this one up. Well played at the net, but Natick resetting. And that is going to be an awkward one for number 24 to hit, as Schuster comes in with the slam, and now Natick is up 4 and a timeout for Newton North. And this is the kind of start that we haven't seen from Natick yet. These first 2 sets, it was mostly Newton North coming out to the nice lead, and Natick in both of these sets really kind of just hung in there and clawed their way back to ties and leads at various points, and ultimately the last set they were able to claw their way to that lead and then kind of run with it. But this is the first time in this match where Natick has come out and had a really strong start to a set where they're the ones that are kind of dictating the tempo now. Now a 4-point lead is still not an amazing lead. It is still very much a lead that Newton North could erase with a nice run, but compared to where Natick has been in this one, it's 4-point lead feels massive, considering that 6 is, I think, the largest lead that either team has had in this game. But as I've said multiple times, North is highly ranked in the state. They are 10-1 for a reason, and Natick cannot let off the gas even with a nice lead at any point, and that's why. Nice tap there, just to the left of Pino, and just like that, North comes out strong out of their timeout. It's what you want to have coming out of a timeout like that. 7-4. The serve. Jones sends it up. Lily had it. Oh, that was a tough one. I think that hit number one in the face and just dying off on that side. Hard play. You got to try for it, but sometimes those things come in like a rocket. 8-4, back to that 4-point lead. And it will be Schuster to serve. Schuster's serve, tapped up. Diving up. Jones sends it over. They're going to set this one up for 18, denied by Doughton, but still alive on that end. Chung for Jones. Sent back over by Schuster. Saved on the opposite end. That'll be a Natick point as that one flies way out of bounds and hits coach in the foot. 5-point lead for Natick, their largest of the match. Moriarty the serve. Slam, save. Jones resetting it. Cole gets it back over. 26 will tap it, but Doughton with the denial, so they're going to have to reset. That one goes off some hands, but Chung saves it. Jones is going to send this one flying, but oh, that was an awkward area for the lamp, but they're going to give the point to Natick anyway. A violation on Newton North, and it is a 6-point lead, so Natick now ties the largest lead either team has had in this match. Moriarty back to serve. The fans are really into this one, but that serve curves out of bounds. Tough one there, 5-point lead for Natick. Natick erased a 6-point lead in the first set, so do not be shocked if North goes on a run. Try to erase their 6-point deficit. But Natick making it hard. Lily Chung with an epic play there to keep this alive and forces it on the other side. Ultimately, though, North will get the point as the ball dies off the hands of Doughton, who tried to make the stop at the net. Lily went for that one. Man, this has been a thrilling one. Chung will save that one again. Tapped over, North forced to reset. Just a nice tap over, but did it touch a Natick player? It did not. It landed out of bounds, and it will go back to a Natick point. Brooke Barnett in to replace Doughton, as Jones will be back for the serve. Jones, too much. 11-7. Natick has been maintaining this 4-point advantage. Haven't really been able to extend it very far. Chung to Barnett. Diving effort, and that's going to be saved. What a save by number one on the Newton North end. Barnett with another spike, and that time it will work out. 5-point lead for Natick again. Jasper and Sonnenberg now in, replacing Schuster and Chung. Sailing up. Jones sets this one up. Tapped over, diving effort made, saved on the other end. That's a spike that Jasper will stop. Sonnenberg will send it back over, and Newton North resetting it, setting up for 24, who doesn't spike it, just kind of taps it. Saved. And, ooh, that was a tough one for Barnett, who sends it over, but it kind of flailed a little bit and sailed off out of bounds a little bit further than I think she wanted it to. So a point for North. Jasper to Barnett. Barnett with a spike, and that time she got what she wanted off of that contact. Pino and Huey now in. Substituting Moriarty and Soderberg, Pohl. Pino serve. Finally recovered by Newton North on that end. Jasper will set it up for Barnett. Denied at the net. Well played by Newton North. And another great play at the net for Newton North on the denial. At the net, keeping it up. 21 now in for North. (13-9). Jones saves it. Jasper sets it up. Sent over, flailing up. Huey fighting for it again. Sailing towards the fans, but saved for the moment, and that time Newton North struggling with that one. Is they've done such a good job of, I mentioned this in the last set, they've done such a good job of kind of making sure the ball doesn't flail. It's been mostly straight up and down. They've controlled it well, but that time it started to fly horizontally. Slam there, but too far, and they're going to give the point to Natick. 6-point advantage for Natick. First time that they beat North to 15 in a set. Sent over and off the hands and out of bounds. 7-point lead. Largest lead of the game for either team. Natick has been getting a little bit stronger each set. The first set, they hung in there and didn't see a lead until the very end of the set. Second set, they saw various leads and were able to finish it off. And this one, they've been in control of, which is really the first set they've been in control of in this match. Announcer Jinx comes in and gives a point to Newton North. I can never say anything nice. I'm not allowed to. The universe won't let me. It's the burden you bear as an announcer. Tapped over by Soderberg. Whoa, that was a dangerous play, but they keep it alive. And off the hands of Pino. And North gets back-to-back points, brings it back to a 5-point deficit. Trying to put a run together here to see if they can get back in this set. Jasper sets it up. Huey gets it back over. 18, it goes off some hands and out of bounds for the North point. So 3 straight points for Newton North. Sailing up. Huey gets it over and inbounds. Another point for Natick. Jasper and Soderberg ready to come out, and welcome back Schuster and Chung. With Chung to serve. 17-12. Slam, too far, out of bounds, and it's back to a 6-point lead for Natick. Can they finish this one off strong and see if they can take a 2-1 lead? That would be incredible for Natick, who are massive underdogs in this game, as I've said, as Newton North forced to use another timeout. They're feeling this set starting to slip away, but it's still within grasp for Newton North. Well timed, I'd say. I've said it a few times for anybody who is just tuning in. Newton North is ranked number 4 in the state. Natick is ranked number 51st. Natick is 6-4. Newton North is 10-1. So this is a massive measuring stick game for Natick, playing one of the toughest teams on their schedule, and they are matching them blow for blow. And you can feel the emotion in this gymnasium. Not that the fans don't get loud for them already, but it's a different kind of vibe as Natick looks like they have a chance to really pull off a big upset and see if they can deliver North their second loss of the season. They still have a ways to go, but they are in prime position to go up 2-1 if they can finish things off strong here. But North is a good team. They are a very good team. And so even this 6-point lead is one that you can't really feel too comfortable with if you're Natick. You just have to see if you can finish this one off strong. Just sent up. Doughton will send this one flailing up, and it goes out of bounds. The judge had to play it himself. So Newton North back to serve here. Serve. Scarlett sets it up. Chung will send it over to Schuster. Will just get it across. Slam hits Doughton's hands. Jones and Pino play it. Huey gets it back to the other end. 13 will set this one up for 18 again. Off of Doughton's hands. Chung keeps it alive. Jones keeps it alive. Huey denied at the net, but Schuster makes the play on it. Doughton sends it up. Huey will send it across. North to reset. Number 1 tapping it up. 18 with a slam. Jones sliding on her knees to save it. Schuster goes off a couple hands, but saved on the other end. We got a good volley going on here, and off of Huey's hands for the point. Newton North chipping away at that lead now. 4-point advantage for Natick. Really nice volley from both teams. North getting a little bit of their juice back defensively. As I said, they did a good job controlling it. Really, wow. I thought that serve was in bounds, but they're going to say out of bounds, and it will be a point for Natick. So there was a stretch where it was very hard for Natick to score on Newton North because they did a really good job of just controlling the ball in these volleys. And it looks like Newton North is kind of getting back into a rhythm there defensively. It will be Moriarty to serve here. Diving effort made. Oh, and that one flails out. And it hits the gentleman in the pink shirt at the scorer's table in the back, and he just casually laughs as that ball bounces off of him and out of bounds. 20-14, Natick up 6 again with a chance to take a nice lead here. Moriarty to serve. And that's a tough one, but it's going to be just inside. There have been more than a few of those in this game today. A well-placed ball just inside the corner, just enough to exploit that soft spot in the defense, but stay in bounds, and it brings the point to North. Doughton will just casually send this one over and allow Natick a chance to reset. Chung tried diving for it, but well-placed ball by North, and they're sticking around. 20-16. I wonder if Coach will call a timeout for Natick at some point if this streak kind of continues for North, and it will. Deflected and going into the net, so it's a 3-point lead now, and there's the timeout. I was just thinking to myself, if North scores on this serve here, I would call timeout, try to keep this stuff under control, because this is a big opportunity for Natick now. It is a chance to go up 2-1 against a team you are heavily, who is heavily favored against you. But you don't want to squander it because you are in position for it, but North is very close to getting this one tied up, and you don't want that run getting out of control. Finish strong has to be the message here. See if you can put a nail in the coffin that is set number 3. And try and take that lead and keep it. (17-20). Natick leads have come in many forms in the first 2 sets, but it is not really in the commanding 6-point leads form that they had earlier in this set. It's really been the first time Natick has been in control of a match, but Newton North persistent and clawing back into this one. This one's flailing off a little bit, but saved. Pohl sends it back over. Just shoved over. Scarlett keeps it alive, and Doughton sends it over. Tapped up, big spike, and that is going to be out of bounds for a Natick point. So Natick gets a point coming out of the timeout. Jones and Doughton had that nice little heads-up play there as Doughton heads to the bench, and Brooke Barnett comes in. Jones to serve. This one flails up for the moment, sending it across to 18. Kept alive. And they're going to say the point is going to belong to Natick. Natick 3 away. Jones is served. This one sends up. Tapped over. Diving effort made. Barnett sends it up. It flies up, but under control, and 18 will come. Tap it up. Schuster sets it up for Chung, who sets it up for, oh my goodness, Pohl. It's still alive. It's flailing up, but it hits the ceiling, and it's going to be a point for Newton North as it goes out of bounds. My goodness. That was a fire drill play. I used the expression a little bit, but that was a fire drill, and everybody was involved with it, but eventually got an unfavorable bounce. Chung sets this one up for Schuster, who sends it back over to the north end. Slam goes right into the knee of Moriarty, and it is a 19-22 game. Natick needs 3 to take the set. Newton North needs 3 to tie. (19 serving 22). Oh, that was a tough one for Natick. You could see Chung was ready for it, but it sailed, I think, just a little bit further onto the north end, setting them up for the play. It is 22-20. Tension mounting. A crucial 2-1 lead in the match. On the line here. Tapped over, and there we go. Schuster gets things under control. Deflects off the hands of the defenders at the net and stays in bounds. 23-20. So Schuster and Chung head out, and it will be Ruby Jasper and Sonnenberg coming in to see if they can finish this one off. I believe, was it Jasper who finished the end of the first set? Or the, excuse me, the second set? I cannot remember. I think it might have been. So Ruby trying to see if she can finish this one off. Ruby over. And it will be played. Tapped over off of Barnett's hands and into the floor. It goes. Back to a 2-point game. Natick needs 2 to win the set. Not the match, just the set. North needs 2 to tie it. The deficit shrinks, but that serve will not help them. And it is set point for Natick. Out to go Pohl and Moriarty. In come Huey and Pino. And Pino going back to serve. Set point here. Natick trying to go up 2-1 here against their toughest opponent yet. Pino serve. sailing up, 13, taps it up, 24 with the spike. Jones keeps it alive. Jasper setting it up for Huey. Huey goes off some hands, and it is a point for Natick to take set number 3. And Natick is one set away from completing the upset. We'll be back in 3 minutes for set number 4 with Natick in the lead. And we're back, set number 4. Natick up 2 sets to 1 with an opportunity to walk out of here with a massive upset. They've gotten stronger each set. And now they have North on the brink, but Newton North, a very good team. And that serve flying up off the hands of Jones. And North will take the first point of the set. So the first set, Natick trailed for most of it. They clawed back in at the very end, got a 1-point lead at various points, but couldn't finish it off. Set number 2, as that one goes into the net. Set number 2, Natick struggled for a little bit. They took some various leads throughout, but then at the end of the set, they finally kind of got a lead, built it, and held it all the way to a set number 2 victory. But set number 3 was where they had the strongest. They came out to a strong start, and they never lost the lead after that. They maintained it throughout, and they rode it all the way to the set 3 win. So let's see if they continue to get stronger as it goes. Denied by Barnett, bounces off multiple hands, and goes out of bounds, and it is another point for Natick. And I will reiterate, I've said it multiple times this broadcast, but for anybody that's joining us late, Natick 6-4, number 51 ranked team in the state. Newton North 10-1, 4th ranked team in the state. So this would be a massive upset and an incredible win for Natick if they can pull it off. And right now they are up 3-1. No matter what happens at the end, Natick has to be feeling good about how they have hung in with one of the best. Jasper, this one's flying up, but it makes contact, I think, with the basketball net, dies off. So it'll be a 3-2 game, or 3-2 set, I should say, for North. 24 back to serve now. North got to regain their composure a little bit towards the end of that set. It was a little too late. But we'll see if it can continue the ride. Didn't there. I may have announced or jinxed Newton North, so you're welcome. As I said, sometimes I can get the other team with the announcer jinx, but I gotta be nonchalant about it. Doughton fights it at the net, and Natick building on their lead now. 3-point lead again. Excuse me. Barnett. This goes off hands awkwardly, but it will be recovered, and Natick forced to play it. Jasper sets it up. Sodenberg couldn't get enough under it. Ends up a point for Newton North. 5-3. Oh, what an amazing serve that was. We haven't had too many of those this game where it ricochets off the net and becomes impossible to read, but we finally got a real solid one as that made big contact with that net and went unpredictably to the Natick end. Serve again here. This one's flying up. It's sent back up. It's recovered. Jasper gets it back over. It was Pino, I believe. And Pino with another save. Forces North to play it. Denied by Doughton. Doughton keeps it up. Rejected again, and that time North makes the play to finish it off. Natick was hard to kill on that one, but North hung in there, and we're tied at 5-all. Serve, flying up. Scarlett sends it up. Huey gets it over, and North will just settle for forcing a reset. Huey too much on it. And North takes the lead here in set number 4. They haven't had many leads since the end of set number 2. Scarlett sends it over to Huey. Huey sets up for Jasper, who she's just going to tap it up and force them to make a play. Goes off some hands. Scarlett tried to punch it up, but too low of a trajectory as it goes into the net. 2-point lead now for North. I wonder if coach will call a timeout if another point is scored here for Newton North. Well, there won't be one as that serve too far out of bounds. 7-6, and substitutions coming in as Jasper and Sodenberg head out. Schuster and Chung come in. And the duos that we've been seeing for much of the game. Slam and denied by Dotton. And that's the play at the net that Dotton lives for. 7-7. Serve. Tapped up. Way too much on it, but it tapped and made contact with a Natick player. So it doesn't matter if that went out of bounds. It is a Newton North point. Number 6 now, back to serve, with North having a 1-point lead again. Pino sends it sailing up. Off of some hands. North forced to reset. Sends it over. Dotton will set it up. Huey, spike. And it is saved on the north end. Off some hands. Pino sets it up. Lilly sends that one up for Schuster, who gets it across, but North will save it. North tapping it over. Scarlett keeps it alive. Chung sets it up for Schuster again. Schuster gets it across, but another reset for North. 13 diving. Off the hands. Oh, my goodness. Ricocheted off. Huey ricocheted off Pino, but never could get some elevation under it after that. Goes into the floor, and a 2-point lead for Newton North. And it feels like every point has to be earned. And who's that going to go for? It's going to be for Natick on the Dotton slam. She wins the battle at the net. Man, this has been a long game, and it's not just been a long game because the sets have been long. It's not just been a long game because we were into the 4th set. It's been a long game because these volleys, these teams have been so good that these volleys have been lasting a good amount of time. It's been insane how long these sets can get when these teams have been so well defensively. You can see it. Every point feels like a battle to earn. Sent back over. 13 sets it up for number 18, but she sends it too far, and that time there isn't any contact from a Natick player. It is purely out on Newton North, and it is a tied game again, 9-9. Coach giving Scarlett Jones a nice high five as she has really been a warrior out there. And she showed it again there, diving for it, but out of her reach. Pohl and Jones trying to kind of play the role of the sweepers there that you see in basketball games. They left a little stain on the floor. after that dive. Tapped over. Oh, and that one goes off the palm and down on the north end. Not what they wanted to have there as Pohl sends it over. Barnett and Doughton trade spots as they do so often. And the judge is letting them use an actual towel this time to wipe off, I think, a sweat stain. Make that floor a little bit safer. There we go. 10-10 tie. Scarlett to serve. This one flying out. They just get it over. That was sailing out of bounds. Pohl sends it over. 13 tries to beat at the net. Tough one for Pohl to play. Natick keeps tying it, but they can't take the lead. North has been there to stop things from getting out of control, and it's been back and forth we go. Sent over. Jones, this one sailing in. Oh, 24 tried to make the slam, but too shallow, and she slams it into the net. She was upset with herself on that one. I think she felt that if she was maybe a half second sooner, that was going to be a point for Newton North on that slam. Instead, Natick ties it up again. Quite a few substitutions on this one. This time it is Dunlap coming in. Usually it's Sonnenberg and Jasper who come in on the substitution. This time it's Jasper and Dunlap, who we not have seen a lot of, but we did see some of her earlier in this game. Slam too far, and Natick retakes the lead for the first time since the start of the set. You can hear the crowd say, keep it going. Natick trying to build off this lead. That's something they really have not been able to do much in this set. Jasper's serve, this one sailing out. Well positioned by 24 to keep that one alive. Just tapping it over. Oh, what a tap over. I believe that was Dunlap who did that. As that ball was falling backwards, and here we go. Natick now with a 2-point lead. Can they build something off of that? That's been something that's been hard for either team to do, is get a lead and build it. This serve, easier to place. Big spike, well played by number 13 of Newton North. Makes it 13-12. And a tough one here. Natick trying to win this match by winning set number 4. North trying to extend this to a 5th set. It is 13-12 Natick at the moment. Barnett, slam, got it. Beautiful slam by Brooke Barnett. Open space, shallow end of the court. And she took it. Pohl taking a break, Moriarty coming out. And it's that duo of Pino and Huey now coming in. They are officially acknowledging the substitution of Huey in for Moriarty. They could tell that took a minute. Serve, oh, hits the knee, goes low. It's been hard for Natick to get those because North has done such a good job of making sure there's elevation under the ball. And there's a timeout. Natick building on that lead, and they can taste it. Still a long way to go. Still need 10 more points to take this set. But finally, something they have not had in this 4th set, and that is momentum. And they're starting to build some now, which is why the Newton North timeout is coming in now. They're trying to nip that in the butt before it gets out of hand. Three-point lead for Natick, one that you feel good about but not great about given what Newton North has been able to do in this game. You want to find a way to ride this. Newton North in jeopardy of losing their second match of the season. And this could really help Natick in the standings if they can knock them off. But that serve will help Newton North as it goes out of bounds. 2-point game here. Number 24 in for Newton North to serve. She gets it off. Pinino sends it up to Jones, who sends it to Huey, and it's going to be recovered. Sent over. Jasper sets it up. Jones sets it up for Huey again. This time, this one sails up. Well played as 18 with a slam. Too far for Jones, and we're down to a 1-point game again. Good timeout for Newton North as they come out and score 2 quick points to really erase this deficit. The serve. Pino, it sends it over, but it'll be set up on the north end. Sailing out of bounds, and we're tied again. 15-15. Someone in the crowd wants a timeout. I think coach might be thinking about it, but won't take it here as that serve goes into the net. So North able to chip away at that lead, but not able to take it back. And Doughton now coming in, and Scarlett Jones, I can't remember the last time she took a break in this one. She gets some air outside as that serve goes too far, and we're back up to a tied game at 16. Well, that was a very quick break for Scarlett. She's already right back in. Sent over. Doughton, oh wow, what a play by the net. And North retakes the lead. They've held it for most of the set. Natick took it back and extended it to 3. But a nice timeout for North. And the only point that Natick has scored since that timeout was a bad serve from Newton North. That's been it, so you find a way to scramble it, but hey, I'm going to take credit for that one. I'm going to say that that was an announcer jinx as Dunlap finds a way to get points on the board for Natick. Nice slam there. That bounces off the hands of the girls at the net and ricochets to their right. And here comes Chung and Schuster, that duo. They've been substituting in duos all game. Sent up off of Doughton's hands. Chung sets it up for Huey. Huey gets it across. They had to dive for it, but they will recover it. 18 denied at the net, but still on that side. They will tap this one over. This one sailing up from Pino. Chung sets it back, and well played by Schuster. But North with another attempt here. Pino with a nice save there. Doughton sets it up for Huey. Oh, and that one hits the chest, but they save it. That one looked out of control for a moment on the north end, but North keeps control of it on the defensively, keeps the volleys going, sends it over to the Natick end. Natick is insisting that there was a infraction, and the official missed it, apparently. They will not accept that protest, and North retakes the lead 18-17, so we're going down to the final stretch again. Sent over. Chung will set this one up for Schuster. Well played. 18 with a slam, denied at the net. But they're going to say that that was an infraction on Natick. So it is 17-19. Newton North needs to win this set to keep the match alive, and they've taken a lead late in it. Natick can come up with a massive upset if they can finish this set off. Need to claw back from a little bit of a deficit. Not a big one. That one goes into the net, and there you go. 1-point game again. This, I think, has been as close of a game as I have seen all season. Playing one of the top teams in the state, and Natick has really risen to the occasion, and they have matched them beat for beat on this one. But it's Newton North who are trying to crawl back into this game. They have the lead in this set. Natick has the set advantage, 2-1. Shoveled past over, well played by Pole. Slam too much, and we're tied up again at 19. Ties, lead changes. Runs only to be counted by other runs. Momentum shifts. This game has had it all. Tapped up, sailed over, denied by Doughton. They'll tap it back over again. Jones will set this one up. Sailing up for Pole. That hit a hand. They have to play it, and they will reset it. Tapping it back over. Jones setting it up for Chung, who will set it up for Pole. This one flailing up. 13 will set it up for 18. She will spike it, but Jones is there. Good volley here. Scarlett will just get this one across. 13, who loves to set it up. Time it hits 26. Goes out of bounds, but off of Natick, and it is a point for Newton North. They win the race to 20, but the race is to 25. But North can taste it. They can feel set number 5 in their grasp. Coach will call a timeout because they know if they can find a way to win this set, they win the whole thing. So close to the finish line here in set number 4. And it's looking a lot like the first 2 sets, where both teams clawed back in and trade leads and grind all the way to this 20-point part of the scoreboard. And this whole thing's going to come down to who has the better surge. I am running the risk of an announcer jinx again by saying this, but I have to say too, one of the things that has made this an exceptionally fun game to watch is there really have not been too many bad serves. There was a little bit of a stretch, I think, for Newton North at a period. Natick has definitely had a few, but it feels like, for the most part, there have not been free points in this game. It feels like both teams have had to earn every single dot on the scoreboard up until this point. Doughton, slam. That went off some hands, out of bounds, and we're tied back up again at 20. And Doughton earned herself a break there as she comes out. Brooke Barnett comes in. And Scarlett Jones, who's had a phenomenal game, is back to serve, and she's one of the better servers. She has a chance here to see if they can get a surge here. And just out of her reach. Lead goes back to North. They're 4 away, Natick 5 away. Jones sends it up. Chung sends it across for Pole, goes off some hands. North stabilizing it, but not getting enough under it and tapping it into the net, and we're tied 21-21. Gonna hard stopper. It's gonna be Dunlap and Jasper coming in as the duo of Schuster and Chung take a break, a well-deserved one. Ruby Jasper had helped finish Natick off the last few sets here. And I think they want to see if they can ride her to the finish line here with any luck. Too far, out of bounds. Natick retakes the lead. They are 3 away. They can taste it, but North is right on their heels. Ruby serve. Stabilized. 13 sets up 24. Tapped over. Well placed. Moriarty, I think, misjudged that one. It landed just in bounds, and I think she thought that it was going to go too far. We're tied again. I said this about set number one. I'm going to say it here. Could we see the score hit 26 or beyond? It's starting to feel like that's not just possible, but likely. Scarlett frustrated as that one hit her straight in the chest and ricocheted out. And here we go. Coach calling a timeout. This is a critical stretch here in this match. Natick with a chance to put the whole thing away if they can finish this one off. But right now the lead is in the hands of Newton North. Who are trying to get this to a set number 5. Sent over, flying up. Jasper will set it up, slammed over, falling backwards, and now stabilized. Setting it up for Barnett. Ooh, heads up play by 13. 24 with a slam. Jones keeps it alive. Jasper sets this one up. Pole off some hands. It's recovered. 24 with the slam. Saved on that end. Barnett taps it up, sets it up for Pole. This one falling backwards, and they'll recover this one again. Another fantastic volley from Newton North. Jasper sets it up for Barnett, flying backwards. Tie game again. Tie game again, 23 all. Insane volleys on both ends. Multiple times it looked like we were going to see the hit that would end the volley. Instead, they keep it alive. Moriarty and Pole taking a nice break after Pole had set that one up. Pino and Huey are in. Natick 2 away. North 2 away. Timeout called. Feels like they're going to call a timeout between every single serve just because of how much of a grind this is to the finish and how crucial every possession has been. This has been a phenomenal, I think by far the best game we have seen here on Pegasus this season from this volleyball team. Against one of the very best teams in the state, where the competition is as good as it gets. Natick has risen to the occasion. Now can they rise for this final stretch here to see if they can put this away? Pino's serve goes just out of bounds, and it is a set point. Will belong to North on this. It was close. It was less than a foot was the difference between it being 24 to Natick and 24 for North. And now Natick with their last gasps here to try to keep this set alive. And it's a Natick point with an infraction, and we will go beyond 25 points. Another tie. Brooke Barnett to serve here. This place is electric. JV team for North all standing up. Parents and fans of Natick on this end. This one's flailing backwards, but North settling it, sending it over, and that is just inbounds, and I mean just inbounds. Barnett out, Jones back in, and once again it is set point here for North for the second time. North trying to bring this to a set number 5. Natick trying to get a serve of their own to see if they can put it away. Sent over, set up for Huey. Huey, that one's gonna be set up. 13-18, slammed into the netting. Natick point tied, and we need to go to a 27th point in order to decide a winner of this set. With everything on the line. For North, obviously they need this to go to set number 5. For Natick, they don't want to set 5. They want to finish this off here. They don't want to give North any new life in this match. Dunlap heading out. Lily's now in. It's actually going to be Lily, Chung, and Jasper coming in. This is not the usual pairing that they send in. Chung, this one flying all the way up in the air. Set up for the slam. Too far out of bounds. Natick takes the lead now, and now they are a point away from winning the whole thing. Match point here, 26-25. Electric energy, whole thing might come down to this serve now. Chung serves, tapped up. 13 sets it up, denied at the net. It's on the other side, it's bobbling, but they're gonna save it. No, they're gonna say tapped up, and that's gonna be a win for Natick. They upset the number 4 ranked team in the state. 3-1, and they were a grind after grind after grind. But an incredible upset victory for Natick here. They had to fight for every point. They had to fight for every lead that they had. They trailed multiple times, grinded back in, particularly in set number 2, where they trailed for the majority of that set. They found leads here and there, but it wasn't until the end of set 2 that they really found their footing, grinded out, took it. Coach has a big circle in. This is a big celebratory win for them in that one. They rode it to the win there in set 2. Set number 3, they ended up having command of, and man, credit to Newton North on set number 4, where they grinded it out to the very, very end. But a strong finish for Natick, an incredible upset, and a win that they can really build upon coming out of this one. I'm sure they're going to see a big leap up in those power rankings. But that's going to do it here for Natick Pegasus. I'm Aaron Bolio. Thanks to our student volunteer, Sarah, for the camera. We will see you next time on Pegasus.